All right, guys. Thank you for the wait. I'm pretty curious about this,
So
and I
last
wanted to
night
see
in San
this one here.
Francisco, so last night in San Francisco, we had a problem with the Waymo robot taxi things. You can see
Yeah, it's not the first time I see these autonomous cars get stuck. Uh, I don't know if this is that's the image. No, I saw another one way more like this. Images. I think this was it. I was blocking a bus, but the way that the bus was engaged, I was unable to backtrack and to do anything. So they were both stuck, unable to move. I hope this had a good conclusion.
there's one stuck in a intersection. They were blocking traffic.
Pretty cool, right
Basically, there
there.
was a power outage, and then none of the traffic lights work. And so then these cars are like, I don't know what to do, and they're just sitting there clogging up everything. You can see it right
Oh
there.
no way.
This person writes, then bad day to be a Waymo in San Francisco during a PG&E induced power outage. And unfortunately,
That's crazy because they lost all their references, and so they're stuck. But it's crazy that there's like five right there at that corner.
I think we're going to see a lot more of these kind of related problems because remember, Elon Musk and all the tech bros want to push AI, robots, and all this
Into
stuff onto
everything.
you.
Yeah.
Let me show you another scene of it. This is again the Waymo stuck in San Francisco due to a power outage.
Power out in San Francisco. The Waymos are crazy. They are like just like they're stopped. They cannot move. There's like a massive traffic jam
That's insane.
caused by them.
I would not feel safe crossing this walkway because of this is erratic behavior. You don't know if one of these cars is just gonna just launch and go straight to you. That's pretty scary.
If you want to build an app and have no idea how to code or where to start, check out Base 44.
You can see it right there. Now, Elon Musk is going to claim, this is what Musk claims, he says Tesla robotaxis were unaffected by the SF power outage. I'll just say this, you never know with Musk. Whether or not that's true, you never know. And this is also things that are going on
Bro, that mic is so cool.
right now because we're pushing more and more to this AI world. This is Hegseth talking about
It's not AI.
said thing. Have a listen.
The future of American warfare is here, and it's spelled AI. As technologies advance, so do our adversaries. But here at the War Department,
To be honest, this here is warfare. Putting into everybody's mind that this is actually AI, that is a psyop.
we are not sitting idly by. Under the leadership of President Trump, America will lead the charge on this technological transformation by revolutionizing the way.
You see, technological transformation, revolutionizing. I mean, slow down, slow down. It's not that. It's not as big as you make it out to be.
We win. And that's why today we are unleashing GenAI.mil. This platform puts the world.
¿Qué? You have reached this page because you are not authorized to visit genai.mil from outside of DOW networks. If you believe this is an error, please contact your command's IT service desk. Once you access the DOW's latest AI tool, join today's military. No way. That's a little gross, guys. Not gonna lie.
World's most powerful frontier AI models, starting with Google Gemini, directly into the hands of every American warrior.
And so
What? Into the hands of every American warrior? What are you gonna do with that? Are you gonna do like a social network warfare? Are you gonna have like these cute cat videos? Hold on, hold on. Meow, 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 meow. For fuck's sake. So is it gonna be like that, but like military grade, right?
I just want to make this clear. This is all about government contracts. Just think of all that money that, you know, I guess they were talking about Google here. Oh, hey, we're partnering with Google and you're going to give every soldier a subscription to Google. Wow, fantastic. You know?
I mean, are they gonna have access to those like not safe for work AI models? Because I mean, that might be a good incentive to enlist. I mean, if you can generate AI cat girls, I mean, why not, right? I'm not sure. I'm gonna be able to find a picture.
And obviously Google's like, oh, you know, how about every citizen out there? And Elon Musk is like, wait. What about me? What about my robots and my AI? And that's why I'm showing you, say, the Waymo thing, which there's an inherent problem when you remove humans from the equation.
Yeah. That's a great point. But I mean, what's the AI behind it, right? So how would this work into the future? Are they gonna rent like CoreWeave servers to run a new Waymo model onto NVIDIA's cards? Is that gonna make it better? Is that gonna fix these issues that they're having? What the fuck are we gonna do with that?
If I asked you how much of the
And then Hake says celebrating this stuff, he'll talk about more. I guess we're all going to depend on AI now for everything that we do.
At the click of a button, AI models on Gen AI can be utilized to conduct deep research, format documents, and even analyze video or imagery at unprecedented speed. Building on the
But that's nothing different than any other models, right? It doesn't change anything. Like, what's the big difference? What's the improvement? What's the point of doing that? It feels so pointless. So you're gonna get like military grade document formatting. Is that what you're saying? It feels so absurd to me.
the great work of Undersecretary Emil Michael and his team, we will continue to aggressively field the world's best technology to make our fighting force more.
Bro. All right, hold on. Let's see if we can find something that I'm thinking of. I love this video. I think they're pretty funny.
Why you join the army? To buy a house. Why you join the army?
I guess for free school.
Why you join the army?
To get drunk every day.
Why you join the army?
I don't know why.
Then why you join the army?
To get an AI subscription.
They gave me like free pizza and wings.
Why'd you join the army?
My name is citizenship. I'm an illegal bitch.
She's an immigrant.
Why'd you join the army?
Girl, cause I was tired of school.
Why did you join the army?
For my mom's papers.
Why'd you join the army?
For the money and the bitches.
Why'd you join the army, name?
Why you join the army? The girls. Why you join the army?
To find my baby daddy.
Dude, why'd you join the army?
To piss the drill sergeants off.
Why you join the army?
Cause I had nothing else to do in life.
Why did you join the army?
I joined the army to bring honor to my dad's last name.
Hey Jackson, why you join the army?
To pay these bills. Like, no.
Why you join the military?
I didn't want to go to college yet.
I.
Hey Brittany, why you join the army?
I don't know.
So yeah, now you're gonna need it for your AI license.
More lethal than ever before. And all of it is American made. The possibilities with AI are endless. Now, let's get to work.
American made and assembled in China.
And the problem I have with this is a lot of problems, but
There's a lot, yeah.
I don't like the idea of, hey, let's talk about lethality. That's something that Haites always like to talk about, and AI in the same sentences. I just feel like didn't I see this movie before? Isn't obvious like the inherent problems? I mean, didn't you all see Terminator and iRobot or whatever? I mean, isn't it obvious? But I guess not, because as long as those checks are coming in from Elon Musk and whatever, and then the government checks go to Elon Musk and it just kind of cycles around, because that's what we're going after, the world that we're.
But I mean, you do understand that when he says the government's check, that means your money, right?
Ran. This was also the headlines today. OpenAI sees better margins on business sales. Of course it does, right? The idea here basically is for many people who use OpenAI or whatever, AI chatbot they like to use, often use the free version, okay? So consumers often use the free version.
I have, man, I got something on that, but I think it's a little too early to say it.
Version, which makes sense. The same way when Google first started, we all search. We're not going to necessarily pay for Google, and then ultimately, though, you have to figure out how to monetize your company. It's a business. And so what better way to do it, say in the military standpoint, give every soldier a subscription to, Google or Elon Musk thing or OpenAI or whatever, right? Or a business then, like any business out there, will give all their employees said thing. So the goal then would be to fire humans, and then the people who stay on will work harder, but yet they'll have AI assistants.
Okay, so I just want to say it again. So right now, if we're not there, we're close to it. So if we take specifically developers as an example, so right now or close to now, it's able to replace junior developers. In a certain future, is going to be able to replace senior developers, and further down the road is going to be able to replace senior developers. Did I say that twice? I'm sorry. And so further down the road still, nobody's going to be working anymore. You're going to have the C-suites that are going to be replaced as well. You're going to have these automated companies that are just going to grow and exchange services and products to other automated companies, and they're just gonna build each other up, and that's gonna be a pretty weird time. I honestly can't wait to see that.
The other goal out there, which you'll hear, is to fire as many teachers as possible, and then all the schools.
Okay, that guy from NVIDIA. I don't remember his name. Jensen. He's his take on AI education and how it's going to help the world learn is a very stupid take. I addressed that when we saw the video earlier this week.
Have to subscribe to whatever AI service. So that's sort of why this becomes important, because then OpenAI says, hey guys, we got better compute margins with business subscriptions, and all those personal users who don't pay, they use the free version. Well, we want to ultimately not have any of that. We just want every institution out there to have AI, because it's the future, bro. And I hope you guys understand the inherent problems when we're way too dependent on this stuff. And there's, be it AI.
We saw a great video with a study explaining that there's the cognitive workload is offloaded to the LLM, and that's just gonna smush developing brains for sure. There's gonna have a big effect on kids. So I'm not sure that there's any learning that would actually be done.
AI does the thinking for humans, so then humans don't think anymore, which is a big problem with kids these days.
And also, if you have Copilot integrated to your TV, and it's able to give you context clues, because it's always listening, and it's looking at you, and it's able to tell that you're unable to understand whatever you're looking at, and so it's gonna give you resumes and of TV shows. You won't even need to watch TV. You know, it's gonna watch TV for you and give you a easier to digest media.
Or what if there's a power outage and we can't think at all? Like, what do we do? Or what if there's any number of hacking or any number of problems?
This is so sad. This is already happening. So I think a couple of weeks ago, Cloudflare had a big power outage. No way. All right, 18 a couple of weeks ago, almost a month ago. And so they had an outage, and since they offered their services to most of the websites on the internet, it affected the LLM platforms. And one of my coworkers, I mean, he was half joking, but it didn't really feel like it. But he was unable to work because he wasn't able to ask his questions to ChatGPT. That's a little sad. So, and this is still very early into the adoption process. When this is going to be really mainstream, when people are going to be so used to using it, this is going to be a big issue.
Problems. I mean, I've seen these movies before. That's why you make movies about this stuff, to warning things. And when people say, and I'm showing you guys a bit of something on the Wall Street Journal today, when people say, "Well, Chris, you're so dumb. Elon Musk is the richest and brightest and most awesome guy in the whole world. Everything he says is true and awesome." It's like, well, Wall Street Journal just did an article today about SpaceX when they had the rockets explode, and basically the title here is "The SpaceX Explosion That Put Flights in Danger." And what it ended up being, it was like
No
pilots at
freaking
JetBlue
way.
were flying through Elon Musk's, exploded rocket debris, and they had to make a decision like, do we turn around and maybe run out of fuel because we weren't planned for Elon Musk's rocket debris to be in our flight path, or do we fly through it and maybe get hit by said stuff? Right. The point is that don't trust what Elon Musk says. His promises usually don't come true.
Yeah, he's a special case.
This is the problem, and this is what the kind of nonsense that he'll say, and people actually eat this stuff up. Listen.
So back then, because not enough time had passed since Elon Musk had started, talking about his megalomaniac ideas, right? So he was talking about the future on Mars, the fact that it was likely that we're living in a simulation, and so he was getting to the point of almost admiration from everybody because all the shit that he was saying, people would gobble it, and there was nothing to actually disprove him because if you're talking about Mars and going to Mars in the future and the type of colonies and the type of shit that you're gonna need in the future, you can talk about it and be philosophical, but I mean, there's nothing concrete and there's nothing broken and nothing that hasn't worked to be held accountable for all the shit that you're saying. But we had a couple of years for all of Elon Musk's failures. There's the Hyperloop. This is early lore. So there's a bunch of issues with Tesla right now. But what I meant was Neuralink. That's a fucked up one. But yeah, the self-driving cars, I think the timelines are way off from what he was aiming for when he started Tesla. I was thinking about the Hyperloop and other stupid concepts. Anyway, doesn't really change my points.
But AI and humanoid robots will actually eliminate poverty. And Tesla won't be the only one.
So right, this would be a great idea, a great concept, but I wonder how that's gonna work. These model right here are having these type of prices. I don't think in 2 years you're gonna get people that are gonna say, "Oh yeah, I need to save fucking a car's worth to have a robot that's gonna be controlled by a human remotely." So this company here, they were under scrutiny because of this issue. So allegedly, it's going to do your chores, but it's going to be controlled by a person, vaporwave. So a whole bunch of shit.
That makes them. I think Tesla will pioneer this, but there will be many other companies that make humanoid robots. But there is only basically one way to make everyone wealthy, and that is AI and robotics.
Really? How about taxing the rich and, try to improve society? That makes no sense. You're trying to push a narrative to increase the likelihood of this future to happen. But to be honest, I think we rolled a nat one on that one.
So according to Elon, the only way we're all gonna be wealthy is with AI and robotics. Oh, and by the way, please buy my AI and robotics. I mean, like, isn't the con obvious? But the sad thing, it's not, because there's a bunch of people out there, and if you watch YouTube or you go on his platform, whatever, there's all these like Tesla influencers telling you, oh yeah, we're all gonna be rich due to Elon's AI and robotics. Just buy more of it. It is such a weird, bizarre thing. I mean, to me, it's an obvious scam, but I guess people still fall for the stuff, and that's why I still show you these things. Elon said he's hiring the best of the best, right? XAI is hiring exceptional engineers.
It's such a great way to put it. It does seem so obvious, so it does feel absurd how government are being enticed or roped in these type of partnerships and situations. I think it's all to the detriment of regular people.
Okay. And I laugh because I get it. I get it, right? You promise, hey guys, jump in our grift. You're going to make a bunch of money too, because that's what American culture is these days, just make up a bunch of nonsense. And then I guess now we're building AI gaming studio, right? It's a major project. So we'll see how that plays out for him.
Oh, guys. Claire, what's it called? Expedition 33? Claire Obscure Expedition 33. It was just stripped of their, I think two of their awards, because they use Gen AI. Yeah, so this just happened. I'm so sorry. We're just gonna cut real quick here. So 6-1 Indie has stripped Claire Obscure Expedition 33 and another title of awards won at this year's Indie Game Awards due to undisclosed generative AI use. This game, so most of people from the comments that I had heard is that people knew that they were using generative AI, but I think it was in a specific context, and I think it came to light that it was maybe a little bit more. So Claire Obscure Expedition 33 has been stripped of its Indie Game Awards wins. It has won for both Game of the Year and Best Debut. Expedition 33 is one of the top awarded in all of 2025. The title was declared ineligible for alleged undisclosed use of generative AI during development. So they clarified why exactly. The awards have a hard stance on the use of Gen AI throughout the nomination process and during the ceremony itself. Yeah. All right. When it was submitted for consideration, a representative of Sandfall Interactive agreed that no Gen AI was used in the development of Clair Obscure Expedition 33. That's where the issue is. In light of Sandfall Interactive confirming the use of Gen AI art in production on the day of the Indie Game Awards 2025 premiere, this does disqualify Clair Obscure Expedition 33 from its nomination. So I think it's just those prices, those two awards, but I think that they had won a record number of awards. Yeah, so they had won 9 awards, and I think they're going to be stripped of only 2 of them. While the assets in question were patched out, and this is a wonderful game, so this is pretty crazy. I mean, the damage is already done. Why would you update those assets, or why didn't you take the time to just do them in the first place? It does go against the regulations we have in place. As a result, the IGA's nomination committee has agreed to officially retract both the debut game and Game of the Year's awards. So it's still gonna keep 7 of the 9 awards that it had won, but that was avoidable. 6-1 Indie is the game developers, and they commented on the situation.
Behalf of the IGA's Hello everyone, Mike here from 6-1 Indie. On behalf of the IGA's nomination committee, I do have an update regarding the Indie Game Awards 2025. As you know, we have a hard stance against Gen AI in video games.
Oh, I'm mistaken. He's not from the developer. I'm so sorry.
It's something we talk about throughout the year when discussing any potential nominees. On the day of the premiere, Sandfall Interactive did in fact confirm that Gen AI was used in the making of Expedition.
So you see, it was a known information, but I guess that there was a specific issue with disclosures of when it was actually used.
33. Despite agreeing that no Gen AI was used in the making of the game when it was submitted to us for consideration, unfortunately, that's not the case. That clearly goes against the regulations we have in place and disqualifies it from nomination. So with that, the IGA's nomination committee is officially retracting debut game and game of the year from Sandfall Interactive.
To be honest, for like, I mean, I don't want to sound too harsh, but lying like that to the awards committee, I would have removed all the titles, all the awards.
Each award will now be going to the next highest ranked game in its respective category. So I am delighted to share that debut game goes to Sorry We're Closed. And your game of the year for 2025, Blueprints. Both a la mode games.
That is stealing away for those games. It doesn't have anywhere close to the same impact as being celebrated during the actual award shows.
Games and Dogobomb were notified and invited to record acceptance speeches. Everybody is just kicking off their holiday breaks, so I assure them that there is no rush on the acceptance speeches. We'll get them recorded and shared with you all in early 2020.
Yeah, when it's going to happen, but it's stealing away from the magic of actually winning.
26. Now, the second update is in regards to Indie Vanguard. Chanty was initially put on our radars through the 2023 Game Boy competition on itch.io.
All right, so still a great game from what I hear.
And you know, Wall Street's pouring in all this stuff. Oh yeah, well Elon promised we're building XA, you know, gaming studio. And oftentimes for these kind of things, it doesn't matter if you produce a product or not, right? At this point, Elon Musk and Tesla are basically stock pumping companies. It doesn't matter if any of these promises ever come true. You just have to keep promising something else. And it's sick and it's sad that we're in this world. And that's why I showed this to you guys. And this is also a real thing. Sometimes the Elon Musk fanboys, they'll say, "Oh, Chris, you're so dumb. Why do you have to be a downer all the time? Elon Musk is optimistic about the future, and we should be happy about the future. We're all going to be rich due to AI and robotics." And it's just like,
doubt it.
All right. I mean, I guess that's your fantasy is to lay on your couch and get rich. I mean, no, seriously, that's Elon Musk appeals to the people who want to, and I get that. I get it'd be awesome to lay on your couch and all be rich, but this is the scam, right? And to me, it's obvious.
What would be the point of that? Rich people get depressed all the time. You need to find fulfillment in your life. Money is not it. I understand that situations are pretty hard right now, but I mean, once you fix your issues, your problems, money is not what's going to help you have a fulfillment in the future. Even if you're rich, it's not going to be enough.
Yes, I just keep pointing it out to you guys.
To Optimus, what's the timeline? I think you're on version 3, maybe 4. Tell us everything.
Well, yeah, no, everything would take a long time.
We've got time.
Is this Catamon talking?
We're finalizing the
medicinal dose, though, which is his heart.
Design of Optimus version 3, and that
honestly, what's with those naming conventions, man? So silly.
Really is going to be a very remarkable robot. It will have essentially the manual dexterity of a human, so meaning a very complex hand. An AI mind that can navigate and comprehend reality, and it will be made in very high.
What does that even mean? I mean, you would have like understandably a hard time explaining reality because we don't really understand like the whole extent of what it is. And you're gonna tell me that you were able to already traduce that into programming language to make it so that the computer is able to interpret something that we barely understand. That's pretty cool, man.
Volume.
Right? So that's the plan. And just think about this, okay? So one, let's say the thing actually works. What was that going to mean for you in your job, right? No, seriously, just think about that. Just play it out. The humanoid robot, the whole purpose of building a humanoid shape is basically to replace you.
Yeah, so around I think 5'6" is the one of the most ideal heights for these devices, because then instead of having to adapt everything in the world around to make it so that they're able to interact with it, they could just push these devices out, and they'll be perfectly sized for like most types of tasks, but it's still pretty weird.
Say it doesn't work, okay? Then that means we wasted all this money giving it to this obvious grifter.
Yes, and it is. When you hear government subsidies, that is your money.
And that money could have been used to help society,
improve infrastructure, education. That is a big one. The NVIDIA CEO's take on learning with AI is so stupid, so backwards.
Education in numerous ways. But remember, they don't actually want you to think critically. They don't want actually to think at all. They want you to become dependent on their AI. And oh, by the way, buy a subscription. This whole thing is crazy.
The $200 a month. Well, eventually it's going to be your $500 a month, and eventually you're going to have the same rule of thumb. So if you want to have a affordable life, you need your rent or your mortgage to be about 1/3 of your salary, and then the new one is going to be that your AI model is going to be 1/3 as well, and then you're going to have another third to feed yourself, and you won't have any other money because you're going to be subscribed to everything that you need, right? That's going to be a magical time. I can't wait.
Easy. It's sad that people fall for this stuff, but I get why. Because if all the rich people are getting rich off scamming you, you're like, oh, well, I got to get on that. And then check this out. This is in Bloomberg today. Humanoid robots are coming as soon as they learn to fold clothes. And basically, again, this whole thing is how can we build robots to replace workers and cut costs? I get that. But what happens to the humans who drive this consumer-based economy? And then Elon Musk will say, well,
Yeah, so I don't know if he's going to touch up on that, but there's this thing, the K-shaped economy. So you're gonna have like the 10% richest people that are going to drive most likely over 50% of like consumer buying. And so it won't even matter if poor people are unable to participate in the economy, because these people are going to sustain the economy. So you're going to have poor people serving them. These people are going to enjoy the benefits of companies developing to be like self-sustained and be just business to business companies. And so most people won't be able to do anything. That's going to be pretty crazy.
oh, wait. You're all going to be rich. And that's the only way to get rich is to have all these robots and AIs to replace you. I hope you guys see like the obvious like grift and scam on this thing. This is CNBC today. AI was behind over 50,000 layoffs in 2025. Here are the top firms to cite for job cuts, and then they list all the companies who are doing said that. Some of the names on the front here: Amazon, Salesforce, etc. Also says overall job cuts topped 1 million in 2025, the highest level since 2020. And that's the question I posed to you. If, according to Elon Musk, we're all getting rich off of AI and robots, are these people who are losing their jobs to the AI push, are they getting rich? Is that what they're reporting?
No, and that's pretty obvious, right? To anyone who has like barely a brain cell. But the issue is that in the numbers, we don't get to go into the negative, uh, because people don't claim unemployment, because they actually start doing DoorDash or Uber Eats or driving people around or any other type of gig work. So people actually try to survive that way, and they because of that they're unable to claim unemployment until it gets so bad for them. So most likely, what you're gonna see is that because a lot of people are being laid off, there's going to be too much gig workers for too little people that are able to consume those type of products. So order from Uber Eats or DoorDash, and so there's going to be so little money for all those gig workers. Eventually it's going to be so unsustainable that they're all going to leave that. Everybody's just going to claim unemployment, in a certain time frame, and it's going to crash the system because it most likely won't be able to handle this big stress in a short amount of time. But hopefully it doesn't come to that.
And then you check this out too. And I want you to understand that this is not just, in one particular industry. You're seeing it all over the place, especially among government contracts, I would say. This is the Hagseth and their Department of Defense. It says artificial intelligence is America's next manifest destiny American flag. And they have this crazy AI video.
I mean, the choice of words here is pretty unsettling. They are the ones that are trying to manifest this this timeline. but they're actually trying so hard that people are gonna start pushing back against it, and I'm not sure that this is gonna unfold the way that they think it is.
Here, and actually check this out. This is one of their dudes talking about what they're doing and how much they hate regulation. Have a listen.
The executive orders are awesome, and so is the AI action plan, because at least it sets a marker out there and saying, it says to the world, we, the United States, are going to be dominant in AI, right?
Yeah, that's your projection, but I mean, how can you be dominant if DeepSeek has shown that after just a year and a half, you're gonna be outdated? What are you gonna do, man? Build 100 billion data centers every year and a half? That doesn't make sense.
And then what are the components to do that? The best chips, we need more power for data centers.
Yeah, there's gonna be, man, this is so stupid. This is so stupid. It's so stupid. Why don't you go already for like a $1 trillion data center? Just go for it right away, instead of having everybody divide it and try to make the most money. If it was really this impactful and revolutionary, and you're trying to get the government involved, why don't you get the government just merge all the efforts of all of these companies together and just develop a real AGI, right? Why are you still pushing video producing services? That makes no sense. It feels like everybody's fucking batshit crazy.
We need the AI companies to be free of sort of state regulations and.
Oh man, wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great? Fuck, can you imagine a fucking children, a child, around 7, 8 years old, he comes to see you, a grown person, and he says, "You know what? I think I would honestly do better without any oversight. I think I'll be able to produce better results if you get the fuck out and you let me like just burn the house down." That sounds just like a beautiful plan.
And all these things that could hold them back.
Did you hear that? So this is a guy talking, Department of Defense stuff, weapon stuff, and basically saying, hey, all those regulations, they just hold those companies back. Oh, we hate that, right? Like, I hope you guys understand the inherent dangers of removing regulations from the technology that are trying to push on you to basically take your power, take your job, take control of everything, think for you, and then Elon Musk promises you're all going to get rich. This is an obvious scam and a grift, and it's an obvious problem for all of us. I'm just being frank with you guys, and just listen to how they talk about it. That's why all I ever show you guys is just who they are.
To be honest, if they want real mainstream adoption, they should just drop everything and start cat girls production. I mean, if you have a cat girl bot and cat girl AI, people wouldn't need to be signing up for that military generative AI. Man, everybody would be just waiting for their access to cat girls. I mean, it makes no sense. You should focus your efforts there.
And those things are going to make that industry sort of potentially the biggest industry that's ever been created. We wanted to be.
So, what the fuck are you talking about? So, is it supposed to be AGI? Is it supposed to be the one AGI? Because from everybody's understanding, the first person that gets to, or the first company or country that gets to AGI is going to be the winning one, right? So it should be the dominant one. Oh, man.
Going to make that industry.
So why are you talking about an industry? Everybody's trying to get ahead, so why are you trying to build something that's gonna aggravate the same type of monopolies or conglomerates? I mean, it's so transparent what you're doing right now. It feels like it shouldn't be legal whatsoever.
Sort of potentially the biggest industry that's ever been created. We wanted to be built here. And I think the 4 great companies in that industry are based here. Chinese are doing is distilling models, they're doing things to sort of catch up in their own way.
But they've actually proved that it's only a question of time before the models that you produce are outdated.
But we're putting that into action. We're trying to get permitting for data centers to be faster. We're working on nuclear power generation for data centers.
That's crazy. That is so crazy. That's so fucking crazy. It doesn't make sense.
Which we'd stopped as a country essentially for decades.
And that's what it ends up being right now. And that's what we're talking about lately is we need to get more power and we need to build more data centers to make sure that we beat China. That's what they keep pushing you, right? And so they're like, oh wow, we got to beat China. I want more data centers. Don't let them get more data centers than we got data centers. As your electric bill goes up,
It's the exact same. Well, you saw the book called the Project Manhattan, referring to potential AGI. They're comparing this development to the atomic bomb. Everybody's doing the same thing. I don't know. They're aware of the consequences that might happen. It's just competition.
your land and your water get more polluted, right? Great. And then I want to show you guys this. This is actually pretty interesting because when you look at different points of view of how could we regulate AI, this particular person, I think he's running for Congress in New York. His name is Alex Boris. It says New York Democrat who is running for the party's congressional nomination. And he's talking about one of the ways that you could possibly regulate AI. And just listen to this because it's actually really interesting. I wouldn't thought of this one.
Can we nerd out about deepfakes? Because this is a solvable problem and one that I think most people are missing the boat on. So it's always been presented to us as like, oh, you'll have to learn how to see what's wrong with an AI image. Like, that's never going to work. They're going to get better and better. Maybe we're already past the point where a human could see it. But that's not how we've solved these problems in the past. If you go back to the 90s, people said we'll never have internet banking because you don't know that the computer on the other end is actually the one that you're talking to. And then we moved from HTTP to HTTPS. That was a solvable problem. That basically same technique works for images, video, and for audio.
Is he talking about encryption?
So there is a free open source metadata standard that industry has created called C2PA, Content Credential Provenance Authority, that you can
But the issue is that I mean, AI are able to hide information inside of the file, so if you were to look at an actual image, there might be some information encoded in the purple here, or like in the way that those dots appear, and we wouldn't be able to understand it, but another AI would be able to decode it without any issues. So I do understand that the metadata is one aspect of it, but I mean, it's the same thing as we spoke earlier. If you hide your IP through a VPN, but you have like a unique thumbprint, because of the way that you access like a website, even though you're behind a VPN, we're still able to identify you. So I mean, this is just like one part of the equation. I don't think you're ever going to be able to avoid like encoding inside of what is produced if you're using a service that has this type of system enabled.
Attached to any standard file format that cryptographically proves whether that content was taken from a real device, generated by AI, and or how it was edited over time. The challenge is the creator has to attach it. And so you need to get to a place where that is the default option.
So do you
built
see an
into our lives.
image and it doesn't have that cryptographic proof, you should be skeptical. Like that
We
would
should
be,
get to that
That would
place,
be the
yes.
idea where
Yes.
it's so pervasive that the expectation is I can test very quickly whether the creator has attached this.
It'd be like going to your banking website and only loading HTTP. right?
Will you be able to falsify that anyway? I mean, it's a metadata. I mean, there must be. All right. All right. This is a stupid way to go about it. If I'm asking how it works, I don't want a fucking sales pitch here. I want a whole bunch of text with fucking clear explanations. This is a long video. We're gonna watch it afterwards.
You would instantly be suspect.
And I think this is actually a really good example of how can you tackle a real world problem that's happening right now today.
It's interesting, but it's one thing. I mean, if you want to tackle problems for real, you know, you got to tackle the whole issues and everything that is related to it.
With existing technology and just better rules and regulation. And the idea is, you know, it's so hard to tell whether or not something's AI anymore. The way the photos or videos look, they keep getting better and better. You can copy someone's voice, right? And so shouldn't we be protecting ourselves in a way to where, hey, there has to be essentially, he's calling it cryptographic, or you could call it digital signature or whatever, but some sort of file format and way that you can say, hey, there's the origin of said thing.
Yeah, there's a difference between cryptography and a digital signature. So this here, this is cryptographic because the information is unreadable, so it's encrypted. But a digital signature, like your user agent, so it usually looks like this here. And I mean, this is a digital signature. So you're able to identify information from this
thing, or way that's just like, hey, this is definitely AI generated, this is how it was edited, etc. I completely agree with that stuff. And the other way you could also put it as well is like each, you know, whatever company that was generated in would also have their you know, signature, whatever you want to call it, on there. So there's multiple concerns when we talk about all of these things. I'd like to hear yours. What do you think about this stuff? And do you believe Elon Musk? Are we all going to get rich with AI and robotics? And is that the only way to solve poverty? Thank you for your time. I want to hear your thoughts, and I'll catch you on the next video.
that was a very good video, very interesting.
Content credentials and the C2PA continue.
You read online is AI.
Content credentials and the C2PA continue to empower more and more creators, businesses, governments, and
All right, let's just do a quick investigation. Oops. 2020, 2026. I mean, that's pretty sus, real quick. The Content Authenticity Initiative. The Content Authenticity Initiative, CIA, is an association founded in November 2019 by Adobe, the New York Times, and Twitter. So what's so commendable about these?
So last night in
Jeez, I'm sorry, guys. I always get so nervous. What are we talking about? Alex Boris. All right, so here you have it. Okay, I'm sorry, Chris. Your video is very good, but this person here, he's sus, man. All right. So what am I looking at here? That's fine. All right. So this picture here, I'm sorry, doesn't look as commendable as the other from the video. Because the U.S. is nowhere near close to passing national legislation on AI safety. State level legislators now occupy an outsized role in reining in the technology's most powerful companies. One who has risen to that challenge is New York State Assembly member Alex Bores, a computer engineer by training. Bores worked at Palantir, so red flag number 2, for several years before leaving over. Among other concerns, the company's renewal of its contract with the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Last year, he drafted the RAISE Act, an AI safety bill model after California's SB 1047, which passed the state legislature before being vetoed by Governor Gavin Newsom last fall. Okay, so I don't know how it works with these companies, but usually there are other type of like financial institutions that have what we call a revolving door policy, where they have their employees work for the company for a couple of years, and then work in politics, and usually they will be the one who are in charge of the legislations or governing bodies that oversee the activities of these companies, and then they go back to work after a couple of years to these companies. So to me, if I look up Elon Musk PayPal, there's this usual picture that people are accustomed to see. This picture right here. So we got Elon Musk and we got Peter Thiel from Palantir, right? So Elon Musk right here, Palantir right here, and Alex Boris, who's trying to push this metadata protocol. He's work at Palantir, and this metadata protocol, or whatever you want to call it, has been co-founded by Adobe, and there was Twitter, as well as the New York Times. So this is the type of incestuous shit that we usually see, right? So the New York Times here is posting an article on this guy to most likely prop up. What am I looking at? To prop up the AI top 100. Okay. To prop up his credibility, but they've already been in cahoots. If you understand that Twitter and the New York Times have been involved into this initiative, and so I mean, it's not a far stretch. You see Elon Musk, this guy here, this guy here, this company, they're all involved together for this initiative. And then you have you have this guy who's a mouthpiece. So maybe we haven't seen any pictures with them together. They haven't been linked or associated together, but they have. I don't know if you would consider this 0 or 1 degree of separation with one another. That is very close, if you ask me. That's pretty close. Board's new bill would compel large AI labs to publish safety reports and report alarming safety incidents and subject them to civil penalties if they fail to comply. With support from AI safety. So, I mean, if we were to speculate on this issue, the language that is used here would seem very dramatic to what this is. Okay, so most likely safety reports and the reporting of alarming safety incidents, it would be defined in certain terms that make it so that either there would be very little safety reports to be, well, or the information contained in them might be okay, or they wouldn't have to report on a certain context that would negatively affect them. And the same thing with the alarming safety incidents. So he would most likely put in place like loose regulations to make it very easy for these companies to comply and still be able to do things that would should be known by the general public. With support from AI safety advocates, the bill passed both New York legislative chambers in June by wide margins, and now sits on the desk of Governor Kathy Hochul. If signed, it would set the U.S. First legally mandated safety standards for frontier AI developers. But I honestly doubt that this is as impactful as it should be, especially if we just take into account the whole situation. So he's been pushing this while on TV, right? He's been pushing this that has been created by Adobe, the New York Times, and Twitter in 2019. He has an article about himself in the New York Times where he's being shown in a light that he has left Palantir because it wasn't right. It was against maybe his moral compass. That's how it would be presented, right? But he still worked at Palantir with Peter Thiel, who definitely knew Elon Musk by then. And so, yeah, that feels a little disgusting to me. But this is just speculation. So most likely it's just my imagination. So he, if signed, would set the first standards unless AI lobbyists convince her otherwise. So this here is just to create the illusion that they would be able to reverse what was done. But since the impact here would be actually beneficial for these companies, nothing's gonna happen here. Or this is most likely theater. If you know anything about lobbying, $41,000 is not that much. Insurance. The way that it's presented here, lobbyist. It's hard to see how many people are involved here, but you can see that the whole industry is spending so much more. So let's say this one here. What is that? 3 billion. That's 314 million. So I don't know how many big insurance companies there are, but let's say there's I don't know. Let's say there's 100 companies. Even if there was 100 companies doing lobbying here, or is that from 98 to 2025? Self-spender political campaigns contributing. Okay, let's go with this one instead. All right, divided by 12. I mean, what the fuck? All right, so divided by 100. If there was 100 companies, are there 100 companies lobbying every month? So this is that would be if it was $41 million. So in fact, if there are multiple lobbyists and all their spending is the sum of all their spending amounts to $41,000. There's not a lot in lobbying, so it's just theater. The article as well is that's misleading. It's just a way to create the like a controlled opposition. That's all theater. There's a beautiful picture. Boards argues that many of the industry's talking point about the bill are irrelevant, like the idea it will harm rising entrepreneurs. The RAISE Act only applies to companies that surpasses certain thresholds, including 100 million minimum for training models. Bores argues that at the moment the act would only apply to roughly six companies, which are among the biggest in the world: Meta, XAI, Google, Anthropic, OpenAI, and DeepSeek. I don't know, man. Why is it that you're writing something that you know is going to only apply to the main players? I mean, it feels shady to me. It feels a little shady. Meanwhile, California has been working on its own new AI safety legislation, is borrowing language from the RAISE Act. Boris is in touch with legislators across 7 states with hopes that they can all pass similar policies instead of a patchwork of uneven regulation. That's pretty fucked up. To be honest, that is pretty fucked up. if the sci-fi novel I was talking about is true, that is pretty fucked up. Because if he's doing that and he's influencing the policies that are going to be applied to these states, he can probably sway them, and using language that makes it seem like it's against these companies. He most likely will be able to have them pass the same policies, the same type of policies. This is a great picture. I love this picture because from the other video here, we're just gonna listen to the clip again, just with this newfound knowledge. And from the picture here, it looks pretty normal, but I love this this other picture here. He looks like a proper fucking TV villain. That's pretty funny.
They're going to get better and better. Maybe we're already past the point where a human could see it. But that's not how we've solved these problems in the past. If you go back to the 90s, people said we'll never have internet banking because you don't know that the computer on the other end is actually the one that you're talking to. And then we moved from HTTP to HTTPS. That was a solvable problem.
That here, it really pisses me off because it's such a bad example. It's just encryption. It has nothing to do with the stupid ass shit that you're presenting.
That basically same technique works for
It's not basically same technique. It has nothing to do with it.
Images, video, and for audio. So there is
there's no traffic communication with the still image. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Hypertext transfer, there's movement, right? It goes from one way to the other. And this is the exact same thing with secure, right? So security, HTTP transfer, right? There's no transfer on video, image, audio. If it just exists, it's not a movement. So this has nothing to do with that. He's man, I want to curse right now. He's pissing me off, especially after looking at him like that.
Video and for audio. So there is a free open source metadata standard that industry has created.
Man, people, they open source, that's a great concept. That's a beautiful concept. But the way that you're presenting this here is so misleading. Adobe, New York Times, and Twitter. Why the fuck are they the one in charge of leading that, together with ARM, BBC, Intel, Microsoft, and TruePic? I mean, these type of people right now, we don't really trust them. So what are you talking about? What are we doing here?
Called C2PA, Content Credential Provenance Authority, that you can attach to any standard file format that cryptographically.
So that effectively means that these companies, they're going to be the ones that I think I shut it down. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh, man. So you can imagine what actual benefit it provides these companies for you to attach that to any type of file. That is so fucked up.
Proves whether that
the only thing that actually makes me happy about this specific thing is that this started that shit in 2019 and it still hasn't picked up. So that's good.
Content was taken from a real device, generated by AI, and or how it was edited over time. The challenge is the creator has to attach it. And so you need to get to a place where that is the default option.
So do you see an image?
Okay, so now you understand, right? So it needs to get to a point where that is the default option. So they want to be able to track the way that the file is gonna be transferred from a computer to another, or the way it's going to travel in existence. So they're going to be able to backtrack everything that has been done to the image and how it was. Just to let you know, in 2019, we didn't have all these issues regarding authenticity of images because of AI. So the solution that you're presenting, how did you come up with that solution in 2019? This is starting to piss me off.
And it doesn't have that cryptographic proof, you should be skeptical. Like that would
we should get to that place.
That would be the idea.
Why you want to get to that place, you dirty, silly rabbit?
It's so pervasive that the expectation is I can test very quickly whether the creator has attached this.
It'd be like going to your banking website and only loading HTTP, right?
How so? How so? I would honestly, and take as much time as you need, okay? Talk to as many people as you need. I want you to take a video and explain to me how does that compare. Honestly, the steps to make it so that it compares. Ask your AI to provide information on how it compares.
You would instantly be suspect.
And I think this is actually a really good example of
Chris, your video is so great. I hope maybe you get to see this part here. But the idea is good, you know. We want to protect people. We want to make sure that everybody has, you know, proper access, proper protection, that we don't fall for scams. But this looks so sus to me.
Of how can you tackle a real world problem that's happening right now today with existing technology and just better rules and regulation. And the idea is, you know, it's so hard to tell.
It is the way to go about it. But this person here, he doesn't seem like he has good intentions. It does seem like he's trying to introduce some most likely specific language or specific requirements that make it so that it's a non-issue for these companies. All right, so hopefully you guys are gonna enjoy that, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.